Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Susan Rodriguez.
Over the last few decades, architecture's intersection with urban life in this city has presented tremendous opportunities to breathe new life into all 5 boroughs. As an architect, I've dedicated most of my career to working in the public realm. Much of it here. Along with my partners at Ennead, it's been an amazing ride to participate in the city's reinvention. We are extremely passionate about reinforcing the diversity, vitality, and vibrancy that makes New York, New York. The best of what's happened most recently has created a city that's increasingly open, accessible, and engaging, which is dramatically different from the masonry city of the last century. I'd like to share with you some of our work, a quick journey through the 5 boroughs in 5 minutes. At one point, I had the distinction of designing a project in each borough, so that's probably why I'm up here today, to share my insights into how buildings throughout the city, both monumental institutions and those embedded in the grid of our city, make an impact on the sustainable future of our city. In each instance, these designs have been inspired by the characteristics and qualities that make a place or an institution unique, and how that connects to the culture of a community and a site's history to create a very memorable place in the city. Some buildings become instant icons, as in the case of the Rose Center for Earth and Space, a floating sphere within the transparent glass volume debricked the Hayden Planetarium by exposing the power of space and the solar system in the context of 21st century New York City. Just across the park, the Lycée Français, a new building for a venerable French school, unified a fragmented campus into a new center for French and American culture. The building extends beyond the role of educator to become a community cultural center with its own secret garden. Directly across the East River in Queens, Tony Bennett's vision for a public arts education in his own hometown became a reality in 2009. Inspired by his friendship with Frank Sinatra and implemented through a public-private partnership with the city, the Sinatra School of the Arts literally performs for the city, revealing the creative energy of the arts curriculum within, as well as becoming a catalyst for the creation of the new Kaufman Astoria Arts District. Still in Queens, being here today at the Times, I couldn't resist including this building. My partner, Richard Olcott, the author of this. It was 17 years ago, he's here today. It was 17 years ago that we designed the Times' first color printing plant on the Whitestone Expressway. Whether driving by or flying over, the brightly corrugated metal volumes with views into the presses and the Times logo wrapping over the parapet set the stage for rethinking production facilities around the country. Moving south into Brooklyn, affordable housing is the topic du jour. But for many of us here, this has been an issue we've been exploring for a long time. In this project for Common Ground Community and the Actors Fund of America, it quickly became clear why this empty block on the edge of downtown Brooklyn was undeveloped. 3 subway lines running directly below the site ultimately became the justification for reimagining the identity of supportive housing and bringing dignity to the micro-unit. To be technical for a moment, by minimizing the load of the building as it cantilevers over the subway, a lighter, more transparent system than the typical brick facade became a viable solution. This new identity for supportive housing with light-filled units constructed over a platform of community spaces incorporates a modular facade prefabricated in Staten Island, a truly scalable strategy. Shifting paradigms are critical to change, and the Brooklyn Museum has been a leader in that. Instrumental in challenging the roles of museums in contemporary society, their mission has been to connect with their community and welcome and forge strong relationships with the artists that live there. Over the last 3 decades, we've had the honor and pleasure of working with the museum to translate those aspirations into reality. by truly breathing new life into the historic structure and reinforcing its role in the Renaissance of Brooklyn, fusing together old and new, interior and exterior, from the new entry pavilion in Public Plaza to the Elizabeth A. Sackler Center for Feminist Art. The entire visitor experience has been transformed, and there's much more to come. Moving back into Manhattan, the Public Theater, with its new entry canopy and city stoop, creates the Public's seventh stage, drawing performance out into the street while foreshadowing the theatrical experience within. Further west along the Hudson River, how could a hotel on the edge of the meatpacking district make a lasting impact on the city? Viewing the site from our studio, the potential was clear. The Standard began the transformation of the High Line district and today marks the southern gateway of this major public thoroughfare. It's become intrinsically linked to the High Line's identity and experience, creating a destination and cultural crossroads in the city. From the deck of the Staten Island Ferry, a new player on the St. George skyline is the Staten Island Courthouse. In the morning light, a view of the building with its 4 copper towers of justice. It's become much more than a courthouse, though. Archaeological investigation of the site uncovered a burial ground from a 19th century quarantine hospital, which has been commemorated by the creation of a memorial green, a civic landscape framed by the new courthouse, Borough Hall, and the library and theater. When the building opens in the coming months, we hope that jury duty will be enthusiastically served with views of the New York Harbor and the Verrazano Narrows. The last borough, and not the least, since the borough president is right behind this door, the Bronx, the site just outside the confines of the New York Botanical Garden, adjacent to the Metro North Station, became a unique opportunity to create a transportation hub for garden visitors and commuters to Manhattan. They call it a multimodal facility. Having worked with the garden since 1995, we knew this had to be something special, something much more than a garage. How to extend the garden into the city. A vertical trellis landscape, symbolic of the garden's own landscape and mission, envelops the structure while filtering vehicular exhaust. At night, the glowing stair towers at each corner improve safety and security in the neighborhood. Finally, where architects rarely tread, a wastewater treatment plant on Newtown Creek has become architecture and a familiar icon as you drive through the Midtown Tunnel. Each one of these projects, as they intersect with urban life, have aspired to reinforce their connections to their communities, to define a powerful visual identity, and quite simply, and probably most importantly, to improve the quality of everyday life by making the ordinary just a little more extraordinary. Thank you.